Good afternoon and welcome to our Coaches Show. We're here with head women's basketball coach Charlie Killian. We're going to do a 5-and-5 session today with him. So we'll start off with our first easy intro question. Coach, how would you define your coaching style?
Adjustable.
Okay,
just how,
elaborate.
Yeah, just how, I mean, to me, I always never want to put a round peg in a square hole. So you have the type of player that you have, and that's how you adjust your coaching style too. If you have 5 players out in the court that are 6'2" and slow, you're obviously not going to press. Mm-hmm. So that's probably the best word, adjustable to what type of style, what type of player we actually have.
Right, so going off of that then, with the type of players you have and recruitment in those players, what do you look for when you're out on the road recruiting?
So not so much as worry about them scoring, and you're looking at more of where they are when the ball's in certain places, their ball movement, or I'm saying how they move to the ball without the ball, their basketball IQ, what they do in different situations, how they receive criticism from their coach, and how do they take officiating calls, whether they're good or bad. So there's a lot more into it than, and as being a coach yourself, you're not just worried about there's somebody 20, 30 points a game. But that's nice to know also.
Oh, absolutely. The stats are always nice, but there's more that we want them to. Right. So then, with that being said, your players obviously have developed a lot since October. You're sitting at 12-1 in the conference right now, second in the East, having a phenomenal season so far. What do you think your team has improved on the most since October?
I think we're really accepting kind of what our roles are, and not to say that everyone's a role player, but seeing as a team. I think about a week and a half ago, I think we kind of turned that corner. We're understanding where we are. We are a very young team, and kind of that they accept isn't the right word, that they know how good they can be, and their kind of willingness to make some changes. And that's probably what I think that where we want it to be earlier, but hey, it takes time.
Right.
You wish you could say it's going to be in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, and with COVID, like you said, a lot of these players, haven't had a season or have been off for a season. So big adjustments coming back in, embracing these roles, like you said. So with 6 games left in conference play, heading in February now, what are you preaching to your team to finish out this stretch as you see teams for the second time?
Well, obviously to learn from what we did the previous weeks playing in certain teams, but just them to be, that they're able to have confidence in themselves and not worry about the struggles of not being exactly in the right spot, or more of overcoming that and moving on with that negativity, if you want to say, and make it a positive. Kind of like, sometimes you might lose a couple battles here or there, but you're going to win the majority of the battles, so then you win the war. And that's what I would like to see more of, that their confidence level is there. And, this past week, each game is getting a little more difficult. Hazelton's tonight, York, and then Lehigh Valley.
Right.
So actually tonight, Hazelton is the first time. This is the only team we haven't played yet.
Right.
And so big test tonight.
Absolutely, 3 tough teams coming up. I guess then our final question would be talking about, I think I could be biased, but that arguably we have the best backcourt in Des and Nadia, and the best front court in Alyssa and Tajay. So we have a really great group of women's basketball players on our team this year. Very talented, very skilled. Talk about the other players that maybe don't fill up that stat sheet that have really contributed this year to our team.
Well, earlier we talked about what type of a coach adjusting to things, but it's nice to have that. We have guards, we have bigs, we also have athleticism. When you talk about Shirley and Ashante with their athleticism, you have Jazz and Jessica and Alana with size and inside game. It's nice to be able to put some people in different spots, and that's kind of like when I said we turned the corner. We're making some growth here, being able to, because we really didn't press it at all this year. Hopefully that's what we're going to be able to do here going into the end of the season and go into playoffs.
Right, and with having a talented team, you're able to add those things as the season progresses, which again is a surprise to teams when you see them that second time. So I'm excited to see how the season plays out these next couple weeks. we look forward to meeting with you again next week to finish this. But to finish it off on a strong note, we're going to have some fun. So we're going to do a fast 5.
Well, wasn't the last 5 just fun too?
They were okay, but this is the really fun part where we get to know a little bit more about you and what you like and what you don't like. So our fast 5 we'll start with offense or defense?
Defense.
Jordan or LeBron?
Dr. J.
Okay. Games or practice?
Practice.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
And the best of all, bounce house or dunk tank?
Bounce house.
Okay. Thanks, Coach, for your time, and we'll meet you back here next week.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.